I don't know much about our next reader, but he has arguably one of the best names I've ever come across. It is itself a kind of poem. I think of it as the kind of name a noble and magical race would bestow upon a kindly ally, a name that describes one's character. Crabtree, the hardy coniferous that grows inexplicably on the edge of a tumultuous salt sea, many-limbed and armored against tearing winds and the swinging axe. Or, perhaps more scientifically, the Crabtree effect describes, and this is true, by the way, I looked it up on the internet. The Crabtree effect describes the phenomenon whereby certain yeasts produce ethanol from high external sugar concentrations. This is how we get beer, everyone. What does this say about our next reader? I don't know. Maybe nothing, or maybe the answer lies somewhere in between the lines that he's about to read. Everyone, please welcome Jamison Crabtree.
So those of you guys that know me know that my work tends to be kind of sad, kind of dark. I'm going to try to read some more fun stuff today. Spent a lot of time lying on the internet, right? I have over the past 3 years, just making up personas, making up families, making up accounts. And I'm going to read a couple of tweets or just sort of strange bits from that. And I'll clue you guys in for the real poems versus these sort of one-liner small poems with the xylophone. And I'm going to try to hop back and forth and play a little bit with the sound, but we'll see how that works. For instance, is this weird? Okay, yeah. The chase. Ghost or haunts, a haunt is another word for a face. Scary to see so many floating through the world. Alive and dead and asleep, bodies ache to press against something new. The ghosts want this too, but they can't keep up. There are too many. They bump into each other. No matter how much they try, they can't find a way to forget themselves. Do you know what it's like for your ghost to tire of you? Alone with her, he pretends to be the ghost of someone she once loved. Next, she plays at haunting him. They take turns. They call this love. Each home is a maze. Each waits for one person to chase another through it. That's a Miss Pac-Man poem. Okay, this is very serious now. You could technically call a donkey grave an asshole. My favorite part of a joke is explaining why it's funny. If you can't use the word fart in a poem, you don't know what you're doing. Horror movie idea. Just sloths, but they move really fast. That feeling when you make a guy with a teardrop tattoo to his face start crying. It's sad. That feeling when you realize Facebook knows more about you than your friends on Facebook know about you. That feeling when you throw a flashlight in the air and then suddenly see the moon. I like to spray paint, "Now you're a palm reader," on the sides of palm trees. I want to be like what I eat. I want to be like what I eat. Most things are like that. The caterpillar swallows darkness and becomes a butterfly. The butterfly devours the sky and dies. I kill a ton of things and eat them. Chomp, chomp, chomp. I eat hot dogs and am enormous. I eat death and, oh, look, these marvelous hands. I eat someone's tears and suddenly you can see right through me. I eat my hands, but nothing happens. I'm still me. Everyone's like this, eating things and becoming new things. I keep eating tears, but the world is already full of translucent things, eating other translucent things. So there's not much left to see these days. And Forgive me, these are terrible jokes, but I like them. If you think you know an answer, just scream it out. What's the stealthiest bird?
The eagle.
That's better than mine, so I'm just gonna go with an eagle. Hey, dead man, why are you looking so grave? Because I'm in over my head. How many poets does it take to change a light bulb? A metaphor. Who's got two thumbs and just got published in Tin House? Pretty much everybody who's been published in Tin House. It's not a rare condition. What animal makes the best tax collector? A feline. Like fee? What did the poet say when she received a bad poem in the mail? This sort of junk really pisses me off. Yeah. What's the shyest predator? A coyote. Why did the witch have trouble with her paperwork? Because she misspelled a lot of things. Here's another video game poem. Let's break everything. To see what falls out, all the emptinesses shielded by jars and crates and pots. Let's thrash the animals and thresh the fields, see what all it yields. I kiss a man to break his heart. I misstep to break our dance. So many feelings come from some unknown place inside, and I wish men were filled with more than tears. Instead, here, let's take a hammer to our bed and find the springs, the armless chair, and discover the splinters of someplace intimate. I want to collect all that's kept inside, to break you. But you appear and appear. You wear the same body, and I keep trying to take it off, expecting something new. A list of usable items. Potion or elixir, ether or ester, come please lay with me by this fire. A tent, a torch, a feather, a soft in a bed, a knife that never leaves your leather glove. Bottle full, then bottle empty, whiskey, beer, and something clear, a Lhasa or water, moonshine or vodka, a poison slow, a poison fast, a star to flash and a mushroom to grow. I don't know how to live. Give me a way out. Tickets for the airship, tickets for the train, for the movies or for the fairs, common, uncommon, useful or rare cigarettes, something to aid or something to hurt. Gems and gills and hearts to spend, weapon and weapon and weapon. Diazepam. Herbs, red or green or blue, rubbish, me. Sorry, that wasn't as funny. This is, though. This is a movie I wish that was made in the 80s. Mystery of Owl Hollow with the tagline, "Someone's been up to trouble, but who?" It's the owls. My book club is just me and 3 stray dogs I feed chicken to, but it's a really important part of my life. My ex-wife described my house as, it's like the storage unit from the first season of True Detective if it had been crowdsourced to Etsy. New life goal. Become a burglar that only steals home security systems, then installs them in houses that aren't already equipped with home security systems. Always the bride, never the bridesmaid. I'm so vain that pots don't boil until I watch them. How many cats you even got, bro? How'd the champagne break into the locked boat? Brute force. I don't know, guys. I think a limousine that only contains a single clown would be pretty funny, too. When I die, there will be no words to take with me. By the time I was born, everything I could say was already buried in the mouths of others. This is the last one. This is a list poem, sort of after Frank Stanford's Battlefield Where the Moon Says I Love You. I know the trees, but not their names. I know how to see right through you, into the fields where the mice don't even bother to hide. I know nothing's not really important at all until you need it. The nothing that nothing comes from, the never, 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 never. I know the smell of tea eggs in the unlit kitchen at night when everyone's eyes are twitching beneath shut skin. I know that what happens in your dreams matters, even if you can't explain them to yourself. I know we forget everything important. Sometimes I still think about the shape of your little hands. I know my grandmother lived in a German town. She pronounced Neosporin wrong, and more prettily, she'd say Neosporin. I still know that I still don't know shit. I know there's no reason to blame anybody because we're all full of ignorance. I know the world's too big for us not to be. I know that we're all going to lose everything that ever mattered to us, and that it's okay. That's what it is to live. I know I don't care about death anymore. I don't care about the whole story of it. I know the piss of moonlight, the half moon wetting the fields. I know the knee prints on the moon. I know how easy it is to predict the weather there. I know enough sadness to love Ononokomachi, how over 1,000 years later we're still lost as ever. I know that we were dead before we were born and that we'll be dead after, so why bother caring about anything outside of this life? I know force is the awfulest way to convince anyone of anything. I know Nathan's sleeping in Missouri, and I'd rather be drinking beers and throwing knives at the small stars 1,473 miles away, trying to pin them in place, than sitting at this desk listening to my neighbors crying. I know it's hard to help people. I know I can't remember much beyond the serrated tree line edging the tragic field. I know it's even harder to help from a distance. I know how Annie is. I know do at des is a lie, just bullshit. All that matters is to give. I know other people are more important than anyone's pride. I know how to pity you if you don't know that. I will. I will light a candle and sing sweet songs to you because you'll only end up hurting yourself and everyone around you. And I know death ain't shit. It ain't new. Give it to the baby to play with. I know how to watch a fight and how to fight a fight. I know any teacher that calls you dumb is just embarrassed. They can't explain themselves. They can't teach you. They ain't worth shit, so go figure it out on your own. You don't need them. I know you can't touch the paintings without being asked to leave. I know forgiveness is just another way of telling someone you think you're better than them. I know a grudge just means you love your own dumb anger more than anyone else. I know how to pet a porcupine until it smiles. I know the sounds of all sorts of cries: spider cry, dog cry, cries of old cars, and more. I know the neon skies, the green snow that covers the desert night. I know that mathematically, even chaos is deterministic. I know that equinox means equal night, and I know the moon dances around us at an angle. I know it's easier to love everyone than it is to love a single person. I know that whatever is easy isn't worth doing. I know the reward for care is pain, and I don't care at all. Bring it all on. You don't even have to be strong, just stubborn. I know we've all found secret ways to pick our noses, which seems so silly. I know how to fill a room with light using earwax and old hair. I know how to break a heart, and I know anyone who thinks they're breaking your heart to keep you safe is lying to themselves. I know how to climb a waterfall in the spring. I know how to be good without needing a single damned reason. I know reason ain't nothing but another type of story that we use to explain the awful things we do. I know emotion's just as bad. I know you can't be good until you can recall all the harm you've done to every small thing. I know it's better to listen than to talk, but I don't know how to stop. I know violence is the weakest you can get. I know people would rather be right than kind, that kindness should only exist for the sake of others. I know it's easy to be kind when no one's fucking with you. How awful it is to interrupt someone's anger and tell them to calm down. I know it doesn't matter if you know how to speak if you never learn to listen. And that it don't matter if you can listen if you keep your smart mouth shut forever. I know there ain't nothing left to say. I know that you're all gonna be okay. Thanks.